That's pretty close. There we go. All right. That could be a theme song. I literally just sat here and made that up in about, I don't know, 10 minutes before I made the video. And when I do this, now I have to turn my filters back on so I don't sound so girly because my natural voice is a little too high. All right. So, hey, Cryptilians and crypto crack kids, I hope that you're doing okay. And I should start sounding like I normally do now. Good. All right. Cool. Hey, so new viewers. Yes, to actually everybody, returning viewers, this, I plan to have like short music videos and intros and outros kind of soon. Like for real. Like, yeah, maybe not so professional grade videos, but it's going to be like professional recordings and stuff. It'll be pretty cool. Like with the whole band and all that stuff. But anyway, that'll probably be June, maybe mid-June, hopefully before Viacoin is $23. That's the goal, okay? But new viewers, what this channel does is essentially two things. Most crypto channels do not help retail investors, which most of you are. That means you are fairly new to the space. You've been here for less than a year and a half. And most channels do not help you click around with your money with the confidence that you are in a statistically probable winning trade. This channel addresses that specifically. And number two, most channels that involve trading are a little too complex. I show you very simple and strategic ways to sell your bags and take profits like a boss and be a profit pimp. So it's much better than buying and praying. So what do you want to do? Buy and pray or be a profit pimp? The choice is yours. Anyway, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to link you to the two videos that you need to see for the new viewers to further catapult yourself into a profitable crypto journey. And if new viewers, you happen to like what you see and subscribe to my channel, I do have two rules for you, just two. First, you got to leave me a comment telling me which crypto pronoun you want to choose, Cryptilians or Crypto Crack. So Cryptilian, you're singular. Hopefully you're not double. I'm not that drunk yet, right? So Cryptilian or Crypto Crackhead, you got to choose. And then later in this bull run, if you get to a 7-figure portfolio, you got to follow up with me in the comment section and let me know so that I can appropriately, like a Pokemon, evolve you to Profit Pimp from your previously chosen crypto pronoun. So Cryptilians and Crypto Crackheads, are you ready? Today is, I don't even know, Wednesday, April 21st, the day after 420, which I don't partake in that, but I know a couple traders did because they were chill as hell on their videos this morning. But anyway, all right, so let's get going. All right, folks. I don't know if I'm going to get too much into the altcoins like I typically do here, so this will be a one video day. It's going to be a mix. And there's not much we can do for the altcoins until essentially Ethereum decides. And we should know by Friday at the latest. I would assume later in the day tomorrow, perhaps around midnight, Great Britain time and Germany time. That's my guess, but it could be as late as Friday. And I'll tell you why here in a minute, closer to the end here. But first, I want to show you something that I have found. So I think I have found the basis in terms of the different movement from this run to last. I think I know what we should be looking at. All right. So, I'm all about origin lines because, they work. Like, they work like freaking magic, right? And typically my style in trading is, very safe entries typically. A mixture of taking 100 baggers. So new viewers, you might want to check out the description section what 20 bag means. 100 bags means you buy a coin you don't really care to hold, but you think it's going to pop, so you get out of it. You take profits right when it doubles, and then move it back into a coin you like that hasn't doubled, and now you have more Cardano or more OMI, stuff like that. But anyway, so I'm a systematic trader, very safe entry, but I also like very simplistic trading style, sort of. Although my TA is not. My TA is very creative and based off market psychology, but my trading style to put that in, to implement that and to teach you all what I'm doing is very simple. So I keep things simple, but in regards to figuring out what the hell this market's doing and how, why it's moving differently, essentially, not in terms of news, but in terms of the animal here on the chart, I think I was being too simple. But still, it's just more simplicity. I didn't have enough origin lines. Ta-da! So that's what this is going to cover. And honestly, in terms of moves you want to make, I think, again, tomorrow, later in the day, which I will make a video, but it might not have happened by then, but it might be close, or Friday, I think we're going to know what's going to happen here in the market, okay? Last week I was guessing by Wednesday, but now I'm upping the ante by a day and a half almost, or maybe only a day, all right? So, and by the end, I'll show you why. Okay, so I realized that I had more origin lines on Ethereum than I did on Bitcoin. So I went to Bitcoin, and not all of my origin lines, they weren't perfectly parallel, and I couldn't figure out why. I was thinking, well, what the hell is going on here, right? Like, why all this stuff? And maybe I should clean up my lines here and get rid of all these drawings, so you can see it a little better. And I realized I was missing at least two. I was missing and not only was I missing some, but you know how the thicker lines are heavier resistance typically, and the thinner ones typically it busts through and access support because they're thinner resistance, but then they often offer support after one gets rejected, a price gets rejected from a thick line or a larger barrier. I had a couple flipped. I had some that were thick that should not have been, and I was missing two. So let's go over this. So previously, this thick yellow line, I somehow had it connected to this bottom to the $14,000 top, right? And it also interacted with this here. Okay? It was wrong. And it wasn't parallel. That was the one that was really kind of throwing me off. It should connect the lows down here from the flash crash of 2013 before it then rose really fast, and it acted as the resistance for like a ton of the time in 2017 until it broke out and started going parabolic, which was around April this month. Okay, and I also had that linked to this drop, which I no longer have it linked to. So that the monumental drop where it crashed, 50%, so I had it wrong. This is the lower tier. So this is kind of like things are starting to warm up, the bull market's official type of line, right? And Bitcoin crossed that around January 1st, right when it was just passing new highs, okay? And that's sort of the way it worked out here too. It was right at passing new highs. Say actually it was. So this line, when it passes new highs, that's kind of when, stuff really gets kicked off and the big moves start happening. So I had that wrong. The next line up, which did not exist, it connects some of this resistance here in 2013. This wick came up perfectly to it. It offered some support here, which I think that this, as you all know, I think that the June activity in Bitcoin, that June drop is kind of like the fractal we're going after. And this orange line was previously a thin line, or maybe it wasn't even here. Maybe these two lines weren't even here. I don't know. But anyway, this line was up here. I think I had it wrong. And so I think, Bitcoin will be a fractal of this, will play out similarly, right? I've been saying that for like a month, okay? And I think that Bitcoin, I've also been saying that Bitcoin is like 3 months ahead of schedule because this happened in June, and what we're seeing is happening in early April, right? So April, May, June, like, 2.5, 3 months. Okay, so moving along these lines here, and so this white line got the support, and it got the big drop, and the white line's what got the 14K, the rise from the 2018 bottom after this 2017 bubble or whatever, parabolic move, and this thin white line is what was interacting with Bitcoin here. So it just played between the two lines almost perfectly, and now Bitcoin's just playing between these two lines. That's all it's doing. It's just playing between origin lines. Okay? It didn't do this that much last time. It typically pinged off them quickly, but here's the difference. Bitcoin took longer to take off. So therefore, its moves, when it corrected, it did it more quickly. Now that Bitcoin's 3 months ahead of schedule, what I think is going to happen is we're going to see a lot more sideways movement. And I think it's happening now, and it might happen twice. I think that this could go sideways for 100 days. I'm serious. Now, sideways and up. It could just ping pong for quite a while. So there are a lot of coins that have taken this formation when they really start screaming, and they scream too fast, and then they move sideways for 3 to 4 or 5 months, and then they get along with the parabolic move. Ethereum and Viacoin are two of those. I think Ethereum was. Let me see. Yeah. So look at this. It ping ponged after it just started screaming, right? possibly too fast in 2017. What did it do? It ping-ponged between these two origin lines and didn't break out for 182 days. Okay? Here, what is it doing? It's ping-ponging between the two lines. From the time it broke it, 105 days. We might have a couple months left, folks. However, when it does break this, so I don't think we're dealing with horizontals. And that's why it feels like technically we are. We're consolidating and inching up on new highs. But it's because it's a freaking diagonal. The price is playing with diagonals, folks. It's not playing with horizontals right now. But once it breaks it, like they typically scream to the next one, or they skip one, like the thin one, breaks to a thicker line, and then uses the thin line as support, which is pretty typical, and even way small alts play. So really, once if Ethereum moves sideways for another 3 months, it could easily scream to 10K, come back down to 5K, 50% correction, go sideways a little bit, and then potentially go up. My graph has it at 30,000. That seems kind of aggressive, but yeah, and I don't know how accurate this one's going to be because it hasn't seen 2 bull runs, right? So once we see another bull run at a top, then we can more certainly connect these lines, and I could potentially adjust these lines to be less aggressive up. So it might be a bunch of parallel lines slightly less aggressive like this, for example, right? So I don't think that my estimate of Ethereum's end price has a statistically very high chance of getting it right because it's only seen 1 bull run. So I'm just doing my best here in terms of parallel. And then this white line here is the end of the year, so January 1st. But regardless, it's playing these parallel lines pretty dang well. And I just think that we could inch up and go sideways for like 2 more months. It could be 150 days, almost 200 days total. Particularly because Bitcoin moved up faster. Even though this looks like a longer time, it broke this line December, and it broke that line last time in March. So we are way ahead of schedule here to hit this line, right? For Bitcoin to hit $300,000, way ahead of schedule. I think we're going to see a bunch of sideways movement. And so I honestly didn't think that was going to be the case I might have said it on Monday. I definitely said it once or twice last week. I said Bitcoin does not have to go to 40K or 45K. It does not. I said I think it will at that time, but I also said Bitcoin can correct by simply moving sideways for a long time to let stuff catch up, like it's weekly 10 or actually weekly 21 particularly. It does not have to flash crash correct. And now that I've seen this and I readjusted my lines, I honestly don't think Bitcoin's going to see below 50K. I don't think it's going to happen. Plus, Ethereum's leading the whole charge, folks. So, I typically base my market sentiment off of Bitcoin, what it's doing. I think the coin to watch in terms of what's going to happen in the market is Ethereum. I'm kind of, and it is just coincidence I have this on. But I think ETH is the coin to watch. So I know that there are other very popular, traders and technical analysts out there who are all about Ethereum, but I think they're right. I think Ethereum is the coin to watch. I really do. So I might be focusing my channel when I do the overall market sentiment. I think I'm going to focus on Ethereum until the charts tell me otherwise. All right. And that could be mostly because Bitcoin moves so fast, so far up. And now that this is moving sideways, Bitcoin simply will move sideways until Ethereum does. And then maybe Bitcoin might take the lead again. But right now it's absolutely Ethereum. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing. Look how perfectly this is happening, folks. Okay. Let me show you another coin, that went sideways for a long time. One of my favorite coins, if not my favorite, in terms of a HODL position. HODL defined as until roughly Christmas. Look at this. One of my lines disappeared, darn it. Whatever. So it got too hot too fast, skipped several lines. It busted through so there should be one here. 1, 2, 3. It busted through 3, hit the 4th, used these two parallels as this, as like ping pong, and this doesn't look like a lot, but this is like 70% correction territory, right? Like 77. So it doesn't look like a lot, but it is, because it's logarithmic. And this was, Viacoin last time, it did a 250,000% run. Seriously. Like it really did. Watch. From the very, very bottom though. Get out of the way. Let's just get it right. Anyway, it's not even quite to the top, but yeah, 242,000%. To hit $100 this year, although it's sitting at $1.67, to hit $100, it only needs to do like 70% of that. Maybe only 65%. And typically coins, they do about 2/3 of the percentage run as the previous run, or something to that effect, like Bitcoin is doing. So I honestly think my Viacoin, Viacoin is on pace to, like, I was thinking $40 to $80 for Viacoin. I was going to sell between there, start limit selling to the new wave, the last wave of retail investors. I think my estimate was too low. I really do. It was too low. Now, what could happen is it ends up being right, because Viacoin again moves sideways for 100 days and then does a little charge up to about $80 somewhere between these two top lines. But yeah, I mean, this is very common. Look at all this sideways movement, and it happens perfectly between origin lines, because these coins, not coins like and really Ethereum, I'm surprised it's moving like this. It's moving like a machine, kind of like Willy Woo says it moves mechanically. It's a machine, because it is a machine. It's a machine in code. Ethereum is kind of copying that, even though although it is a form of money as well, but it's like Microsoft in blockchain. Essentially, it's an operating system. I mean, essentially, might even be like. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Microsoft. that's my understanding of it. Like, if I had to compare it to something of blockchain, and it's moving kind of mechanically as well. But things like Monero, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, like monetary coins, right? Viacoin, Bitcoin, all that stuff, Litecoin, they all move like a clock, because they are literally a machine. They're a code machine, right? So just like humans are simply a squishy machine, right? We're just squishy machines, literally, if you think about it. So these are just code-based machines, right? Gosh, I'm kind of bothered. Like, I don't know if I have OCD or what. I typically don't think I do, but I'm missing my line there, and I think I just have to take a second to put it. But watch, look how perfectly these work. Like, it's not a coincidence that these are all freaking parallel to each other, folks. Look at all these key points. Like what I just did matches up. Just let's take a journey on this. Like, this is 4 years price. Look, support. Broke through it, crashed down, support. On its way down, support. Resistance. Where do you think Viacoin's gonna go next? Probably to this line. Probably to $5. And honestly, I think it'll smash through it and go up to $13, and then even maybe use this horizontal or this line of support and go sideways for a bit and then race up. Or it could smash through two lines, kind of like Ethereum did, and race up to $20 and just stay tightly between these two, even though that's more percentage basis than what you think, and then scream up, kind of like it did here. It might scream up to this line just like it did last time, and then go like this, and then do its last hoorah. But I'm kind of thinking, since it got so hot so fast, I think it's going to go sideways earlier, kind of like Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing. I think it's going to choose these two lines. So one set down. So you see this? This is one set down from here, because they're moving so much faster this year. And I think we're going to see a lot of this in the market. So look how many days this is, folks. I mean, from the time it crossed that line to the time it broke out from the other one, that's 190 days. I think this is what's going to happen across the market. Okay? So here's what happens if it doesn't. Bitcoin's going to hit like 500,000. Right now, it's already on pace to hit 500,000. It freaking is, I'm telling you. All right? A third possibility is that the bull run simply ends earlier. And that could be true, but I don't think it will. I think sideways movement or busting through the top line that I have on January 1st at like 326,000. I think passing this is more probable than hitting it early and having a correction before December. I think an early bear market and Bitcoin flying up to 250,000 early, like by June, I think that's way less likely. I think we're going to see a bunch. I think the whole market's going to go sideways. And honestly, this might be the altcoin year. This might be the year of altcoins, because altcoins they're not going to slow down. Bitcoin dominance could seriously get below 30, and soon. I almost suspect that when Bitcoin races up and skips a line, hits the next one, and then wiggles between these two like that before it's hoorah, it'll gain a lot of that back, and that's when mid-tier and smaller caps will cool their tits. Like even Polkadot's cooling its tits, It's been for a while. I think it's going to be an interplay of who's cooling its tits. So Ethereum, Bitcoin charging up, and then once they start kind of going sideways, then smaller and mid-tier caps take their turn. And then once they have to slow down and cool their tits, besides having a flash crash with Bitcoin, I think they're getting ready to race back up. I honestly do. I think it's very, very likely. I can't guarantee that, obviously. And then they'll just take turns with Bitcoin. Once they need to cool their tits, then that's about when Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to charge up. Litecoin, though, I don't think it's going to behave like Ethereum and Bitcoin. I think it's going to make a run on Bitcoin. Because it, per all of the videos that I've said, hey, remember that video I said the 4 most common plays in altcoins, right? Remember that? Well, look what Litecoin is freaking doing. It's doing the most common play, and it's the most aggressive one that ends up being the biggest pop, like MTV, Silo, what West is about to do. Like, I bet West is freaking screams, and I bet it does it like maybe 1 week ahead of Litecoin, because it's 1 week ahead of schedule on there. Which one do I use? I can't remember which exchange. Oh, I just typed LTC USD again, didn't I? BTC. Do I use Bitfinex for this one too? No, I don't. Damn it. Oh, well, I guess I don't need it. Anyway, look at the play. This is what's happening all the time for coins that are at the bottom of the chart versus Bitcoin, but they're not doing bad on the dollar pairing, right? What they have done is they're having the cross. So new viewers, you need to go down to my description section, look in the library videos about EMAs and stuff. EMA means exponential moving average. It's having the cross of the 10 and the 21, 10 going up, and then it gets rejected from the weekly 55, and it comes back down and corrects. So honestly, I think Litecoin has a strong chance of correcting, because most coins in crypto, they don't just have a flash, correction and then go up. They have 2 full red candle weeks. Now, if Bitcoin starts going up, that means the dollar pairing of the dollar pairing of Litecoin could stay even and flat, or even go up, as it's printing red candles on the Bitcoin pairing easily. But if Bitcoin goes sideways, then Litecoin will have to go sideways and down a little bit as well. And that honestly coincides with what it's doing on the US dollar pairing. But most coins do 1 week red, 2 weeks red, 1 week to come back and test this, 4th week up. So Litecoin could start racing soon, but it kind of looks like it just wants to go now. Ignore everything like Viacoin is. How aggressive Viacoin's been. Honestly, I think Litecoin is about ready to make some freaking mad gains. I really do. I think it's about ready to fly, folks. Okay, so look at this chart. Watch. Now watch what Silo did. Watch. Now, it front ran its cross, so it got rejected early, but it's still the same thing. The cross was coming, but it front ran it, but it's still the same formation. Got rejected, came down to test, booyah! Okay, MTV, what did it do? And MTV, I think, had the exact same formation, yep. It just didn't go all the way to its 55. But, look, cross, roughly rejected from the 55, down, booyah! Litecoin is moving like a small cap coin, which means I think it's gonna race, folks. And it might not, I don't think it's gonna happen next week, but it could if it does something like Viacoin. But I think it'll take 3 or 4 weeks. So sometime in mid-May, mid to late May. Bolt, what's Bolt doing? The same thing. So I think Bolt and Litecoin actually might start racing at the same time. Where's Bolt's 55? No, that's BEPRO. I was going to say, that does not look right. There we go. Look, this is the exact same thing. I think Litecoin will do this. So this is 1 week ahead of Litecoin. Like I said, look, the exact same thing. Cross, 55, rejection. Okay? And actually, this is kind of like a red week, sort of. Imagine this is red, because it should be red. It's not common that you start, so, anyway, red week. And the next week will come up to test this 55. The next week will break out. So I think Bolt will break out the first week of May, specifically. Okay? If Litecoin follows that, it's only on this week here. So it needs to come down correct to touch this line. Then it'll come back up to test that. And then it'll break out, just like I said. I think it's happening over and over and over. It is like the main play to get huge gains. It's the main. That's how I've been like freaking kicking so much ass this year. Like the cross and then the rejection. So things like BEPRO that did this cross in February, they just took off. They didn't correct. But since March, the play has been this almost 100% when things get the cross. Unless there are a few coins that they went down so hard so fast that the 55 was actually converged on this and it was too low. So it went past it and hit its 89 right here, the purple. So it's the same play. It's just a different color, right? But it's like the same percentage and all that stuff. The same exact formation. Anyway. So Litecoin versus the dollar. I'm probably missing, so yeah, I need to add some origin lines to this, but I think I'm probably missing one. See, it probably connects here. Maybe I'm not missing one. So Litecoin could easily, yeah, I might be missing a thin one here. I think I might be missing an origin line somewhere in the middle here. I kind of have the feeling, I might not be, but something like this. I think Litecoin is going to play between these for a while. Or if it doesn't, then it's going to scream up to $564. So once it breaks this line, it's going straight to 500 something bucks. It'll go straight to it, folks. It will not stop. Same with Ethereum. When Ethereum breaks this origin line, it's going straight, and it could skip too. It could go straight up to freaking 10 grand, folks. I'm telling you, it's done it before. Look, just ignore one, skip two, hit the third, came back between the second and the first and the second that it skipped down to its 21. So Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin might not hit their weekly 21 until they skip a line, hit the next, and then correct down. And before then, it's going to be a ton of sideways movement. I think this bull run is going to look a lot different than the last because it's ahead of schedule. All right. So more specifically, what I'm particularly waiting on in terms of entering my longs on Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash, which I think are the two I'm going to hit because I think they're the lowest down on the Bitcoin pairing in terms of large caps. If I'm going to enter a position to hold long term till the end, I'm not going to wait on the 21. I don't think it's going to hit it. I'm going to wait on Ethereum. Even though I might not get a chance for it, could take 50 to 60 more days. I don't know. It might not break out till here. But what I particularly want to see is, look, Ethereum really is set up to get rejected from this line. Look at the weekly RSI. It could easily just get rejected from here, folks. I don't know, and then it can just wiggle around and kind of just play around this trend line, something like that. It could just and what would price be doing? Wiggling between two parallel ascending lines. I'm gonna leave that there. I think that's what, and it might wick below it, something like this. It could go below it a tiny bit, but yeah. And this could be 100 days long. All right. So anyway, my play on the whole market of when I'm going to take some positions is I want to see the 2-hour Stokes on Ethereum get all the way to this white line. And I want to put on my short ribbons and I want to see Ethereum fall back into the ribbons. And if it stays in the ribbons and Stokes hit this line and start curling up, I will get half of my positions in. But if it goes below this, I will anticipate it drops farther. But if those conditions are met, I will do half. When will I do the second half? Playing Dora the Explorer or Diego? Does anybody want to guess? Why am I pulling up Stokes? What am I about ready to say? And why would I say it? I'm not going to say it. Just watch what I'm doing and try to guess what I'm doing here. And why I would wait on this. Who's yelling at their screen? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Thank you, Jose. All right. Up, Josh. Okay, 2 J names. Awesome. Amanda. All right, I see you. Thank you. Good. Awesome. I think you got it. You got the right answer. I'm going to wait until the Stokes come to this line and they pass this. Both of these, not just the fast-moving blue one. I want to see both of them pass it. Because if it's going to get rejected and actually then tank down, it would do it here. It would be a fake out, essentially. And this is the line that it would do it. I mean, look, it kind of looked like it would go, boom, fake out there. And so this is the support and resistance line. Look, happen here. So whatever happened in March... on March 4th and March 15th would be what would happen if that happened. So let's go to March 4th. Let's see what price was doing there. Look, yep, a retracement that failed. And it like that's a big percentage, folks. It's not huge. So like 11%. I didn't get the top. But still, kind of a failed retracement. And then it came up above that line. Right there. And it got above the line there. So this is a much safer time to put in a long, right? Okay, what was the other date I said? Dang it, I can't even remember. The 15th or something? Come on, Tim. Okay, that was the 4th, and then it did it again here. March 14th. That's close. So what the hell was happening on March 14th? Not much. It was just wiggling around here. Actually, yeah, a lot. Look, it's going up, and on 14th, up, I'm actually coming back down. I'm not going to aggressively keep going like this, right? Instead of keeping this straight line, it's like, nope, actually, I'm going to come down first. So that is what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to enter longs, and if Ethereum on the 2-hour passes, meets those conditions, the price falls into the ribbon and stays in the ribbon, and if it closes just a tiny bit below, I think I would be okay with that. In my short-term ribbons, and crosses Stokes cross back above this support and trend line, I will enter the second half. In the first half, again, will come if price falls into the ribbons and this while Stokes come all the way down. But I will not do that until it comes all the way down. Like this doesn't count. This right now doesn't count. I don't care. Because I'm not the house at that time. The chance of it being just a failed retracement is way too high. Is it 100% chance that if it comes down here, Stokes cross this line, and price is still in or above the ribbons at the time, that you won't have a failed retracement? No, absolutely not. Because honestly, what could happen is it just freaking keeps ping-ponging. It's totally possible. But I would still be able to enter a trade with statistically huge probabilities. I mean, it could be as close as 80, 90% that I would be in a good position and move my stops up into profit for if it does start ping-ponging. I'm still in that, even though that trade didn't, it didn't last till the end of the year, I took profit as it flies down as I'm sleeping, right? Assuming I don't put all my stop in one spot, which is not a smart idea. Yeah, so that's my plan. And not just for taking a leverage long position, which for retail investors, I don't suggest you do. Hell, I'm not even playing with leverage right now, right? Because there's just so much money in small alts. I mean, there's so much stupid. You can double your money in 2 days when things are hot and not moving sideways. I mean, hell, you can 5x your money in 2 days. Remember? I mean, when BEPRO popped, Silo popped, damn, what else popped? It wasn't, I think MTV started popping, and there were 4. Oh, no, I caught a dead coin, Forest Plus. That was a 5.5xer in 3 days. 3 days. But I caught all these back to back to back. I took profits. I didn't sell 100% or anything. So I sold like 20% of BEPRO. Then I moved that into Silo, caught that, sold like 50% of my Silo after it went like 5x. Put it in MTV. MTV gave me almost 6x. Then I took, half of that I bought. And then I bought Forest Plus, a dead coin. I created liquidity up, which patrons, you know what that means, hopefully. At least crackheads and above. And then it raced up all my limit buys and the vast majority of my money. So I went back to back to back. Like that portion of my portfolio that I used, like that's like almost 100x. Now, did I sell everything that first time and put it in? No, I didn't 100x my whole account. But the portion that I was playing with that I sold from BEPRO, so I mean, I close to 100x'd my friggin' 20%. Right? So overall, I don't know what percentage that would be, but my account more than doubled. Like way more than doubled just from that original 20% of BEPRO that I sold. Which I think I got like, I don't know, I think I got about 20x out of that. So my 20% that I sold was way bigger than my original investment inside of BEPRO, right? I told you all it was a good time to take profits if it hit that line, and a lot of my viewers didn't believe me, and you made a mistake, didn't ya? You made a mistake not believing me that was a good time to take profits, did ya? No. Yeah, I actually sold about 70%. Actually, I sold 70% of my BEPRO because I had way too much. It was way too big of a portion of my portfolio, which was, in retrospect, a fantastic idea. Still got maxed out staking with it, but I'm sure so glad I don't have the amount I had earlier from buying it at 0.002 down here-ish. Yeah, right there. I did it before it broke that high. So yeah, actually, how many X did I get of it? I think it kind of felt like 20X. Let's see. And this is the power of small caps, folks. You can't do this with Homie. You can't do it. It's not possible. You can't do this with Cardano. Unless you bought Cardano, at like 5 cents, yeah, then, you 20-something extra money. But it took a year. This took days. Small caps. Anyway, yeah, 2,000%, that's 21X, yep. So that is essentially my read of the market. All right. I got live chats here coming up, so I'll do like coin reviews and stuff there, but there's not much of interesting stuff. Really, the most interesting thing I see, and again, disclaimer, I have a lot of this coin that I'm about ready to show you. So, and this, it might not be a great time to buy. So please, new viewers, my patrons know this, but just a heads up, if you find other coins with this formation on the weekly, right? What is TradingView doing? Okay. All right, TradingView. Are you done behaving like a bad child? Actually, I'm at where I need to be. Okay, perfect. So remember the formation. Even though the cross hasn't happened, it's front running its cross just like, what was it? Was it Silo? I think it was either Silo or MTV. Okay, but anyway, got rejected, came all the way back down. What has happened on every single coin that has hit this formation? Booyah. Like literally 11x. Don't believe me? Let's go to MTV. Let's look at what it did. But anyway, so these are the things, folks. Like if there's anything exciting in the altcoin market, it's trying to find coins on the Bitcoin pairing, even if they're mid caps. It doesn't matter. Like Dragon Chain's one of them. Dragon Chain has it has like the exact formation. Watch. Look, the exact thing. And this is what Litecoin's going to do too. Look, the cross. 55 rejection, retraced into it. Where's it going? Up. Where do you think it's going from here? I don't know. Is it going to go left? That's the only way it can't go. This is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. We're cryptillions and crypto crackheads. Yeah, so really the play is if you're looking to increase your bags during this choppy sideways movement, and you think that could happen, and you want to prepare for it, watch my video from yesterday where I broke up 4 tiers of coins. So watch that video. Okay? This is the 3rd tier, which long-term ROI I think is the hottest. But in terms of quick-term ROI, it's the 3rd hottest. Right? But these are not bad ones to be looking at and kind of scouting what they are now. So if there's anything exciting in this altcoin market right now, I mean, hell, yeah, including Litecoin. Litecoin's doing this too. is trying to hunt that. I'm telling you, folks, there's a lot of money in hunting this position. It really is. Okay, and I said I was going to show you how much this is done. $4,000%. Pretty sure that's more than Veracity. Yeah, right at 4,000%. I think that's 41x your money. So actually, I've done better off of MTV than I did off BEPRO. I didn't know that. Yeah, I've done really well on MTV because I bought it at 1.8 million cap. The power of small caps and the power of this damn formation. I bought it when it's falling right back into it, folks. Telling you. Right? Like, I only put a few $1,000 in it. And if it gets to these levels, this is how much money that one coin a bag I'll have. You think it's going to hit 12 cents? I sure do. Hell, I bet it goes past it. Veracity's already done 1,000% past its all-time high. Not even counting this wick. This level down here, look. Shit, what did I just do? Check this shit out. Watch. Let's just do it from here. Oh, 1,000%. So, no, that's only 805%. Veracity did 1,000% past its all-time high. Power of small caps. Now, are there many small caps left? No. But they're like, West is at like 6 million. And again, I hold these coins. Okay, so technically I am shilling. I'm telling you about coins that I hold. I am. So, but I'm forewarning you. Okay, I'm not shilling how awesome it is. Hell, I don't even know much about MTV. I really don't. I don't know hardly anything. I just saw that it was in a space that looked pretty cool. I didn't realize it was like Harmony One and Zilliqa, more like Zilliqa actually, but trying to achieve similar things through different means. But those two projects, I didn't realize that. But it was in a neat space that wasn't oversaturated. It had a product, it's ready to go, and the KuCoin CEO is one of the advisors. I was like, shit, that's a good combo right there. 1.8 million. So things like West are still down there. Idea is not taking this formation because it does not trade through the Bitcoin pairing, but I bet if it did, I think it would look similar to that. And it's a small cap, and the staking is incredible. So I'm saying these things to you, not to get my viewers to buy it necessarily, but these, just look at that style and look at the type of ROI that I've gotten out of Silo and MTV and BEPRO. You can't get that you can't get it out of Cardano now. You might 4 to 5x your money, maybe off Cardano if they hit $7. Why the hell would you do that? What are you doing? If you want Cardano, what you do is you get into small caps, get way better ROI, earn way more profit, sell in December-ish, assuming that the cycle is similar. Wait till Cardano loses 95% of its value, because it will. Hell, even Ethereum lost 95% of its value. Even Ethereum. Cardano lost almost 99. It was 98.77%. So wait till roughly a 95% drop on the US dollar pairing and buy it back. You know how much more Cardano you would have if you did that? Like literally 500 times the amount of Cardano. If you just had it now and you held it. And even if you sold it in December, you'd still have hundreds times more. Hundreds. I'm telling you, folks. Even if you like Cardano, you like those, projects that have been hyped by YouTubers, have no working product, and its market cap, it's valued at more than Ford Motor Company. Even though that sounds stupid to me, I know people are convinced it's going to change the world, all this stuff, even though it hasn't changed anything. And I get it. I get that. So if you want those types of coins, if you want OMI, so my personal opinion on OMI, maybe it is a great project. I don't know. But I just think NFTs, I don't think they'll be around next run. Okay, I saw a bunch of coins that came and they were hot that time and now they're gone. I think the NFT market is the epitome of what that will be. And I would actually bet pretty heavily on that. If I could go to Augur and bet that some way, like define the bet, I would. I would absolutely bet on that. Because artists can create better real world value than the NFT stuff. Like, it's just like, yeah, okay, it creates value for them, but it's not a good way to do it. I think it's just in a crazy hype. But if you don't think that way, that's fine. If you want more OMI, holding OMI is not the way to get more OMI. I'm telling you. I'm telling you it's not. Like math. I just showed you. Omi's like at $1 billion cap. It's not going to get as big as Bitcoin, right? Like, it's not going to happen. It's not going to get as big as Ethereum or even Polkadot. It's not going to happen. Now, it could get to 20 billion. Yeah, it could easily 20x from here. I think it might, actually. Honestly, I would think it would. I think this will, I think Omi will pass 12 cents. It could hit 15, which would give it 20x. But as you saw here, I just 41x my money. And how much freaking time, right? Look at this crap. In 42 days. That's pretty good. That's 1x on top of my original investment once every day for 42 days. That's pretty good. That was a hell of a choice. But you can't always pick coins like this. They're hard. But I've just told you a couple that could be it. And but even if you don't like those coins, I'm not saying buy those. I'm saying to you all, my new retail investors, go hunt for those. And if you find one like Dragon Chain that's already at 100 million, well, maybe you like it. And maybe you write it for a 5x, and then you buy something that's correcting that you like more. I don't know. But hunting is the way to go right now. Instead of just reviewing coins and what is it doing now? What is it doing now? No. I think your time is best spent hunting, folks. I'm telling you. Okay? Hopefully, I have put enough mathematical information out in front of you to see that. Now, come tomorrow or Friday, when Ethereum, hopefully its 2-hour Stokes are down there, we'll have some more decision making that is more exciting than right now. But I don't think there are many choices and many plays to play right now. The market is in limbo. So stop freaking clicking around and start hunting. That's what I'm saying. Don't be stupid. I haven't called y'all stupid in a long time. Yeah, so in terms of your time, seriously, be hunting. Let's see what tomorrow and or Friday brings us. I'll give you a good recap then. But that's what I got for you. If you want to see these origin lines, I don't know if I have to republish them. I think I do. And you can hunt them through 𝐾𝐽𝑡𝐍𝑒𝐻𝑑𝐚 if you want to see my exact graph with these origin lines. I might not remember to republish them right now, but I have a similar one on there before I realized I didn't have enough and they weren't parallel perfectly. I have that version on there, and you can kind of draw your own lines if you want. So it's 𝐾𝐽𝑡𝐍𝑒𝑑𝐚 on TradingView if you want to look me up. And yeah, so again, new viewers, you should see on the far side up that way one video we want to watch. And if you didn't watch yesterday's video, look at that one. If you want to subscribe, you can do it there. And yeah, we're good to go. We'll see you next time. Y'all just got terrified.